Before I start my video, I want to spread some love and show support to a beautiful country of Morocco that was shook by a terrible earthquake. Prayers to you, Morocco. Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we're making Kefta Tagine with poached eggs. Variations of this great street dish can be found through the Morocco, Egypt, and Turkey. No wonder it is popular among the street vendors, since the components of this dish can be loaded in the pita bread and enjoyed on the go. In many households or restaurants, kefta poached meatballs are prepared in batches and stored in the refrigerator or in the freezer. First, let me introduce you to essential Moroccan spices. The first one is called ras-el-hanout, which means king of spices. Then we have Aleppo pepper, which is named after a city in Syria. Dry spearmint, used a lot in Moroccan cooking. And then of course cinnamon sticks. They're usually used in sauces and stews. Ground coriander, usually added to meats. And the most popular one after ras-el-hanout is ground cumin and cumin seeds. Here are the ingredients for kefta mix and also will be listed in the description box below. Let's get started. First we need to chop some vegetables, and I'm gonna use this little chopper. We're gonna add 1 large onion, 4 cloves of garlic, and a small bunch of parsley. Then we're gonna pulse it, and our vegetables perfectly chopped at no time. Of course you can do it by hand. By all means, go ahead and chop it up. For kefta, I'm gonna use 1 pound of ground lamb and 1 pound of ground beef. Then we're gonna add our chopped vegetables to it. And then of course I'm gonna add some spices. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of dry mint, also 1 tablespoon of ras-el-hanout, which is a very essential spice in Morocco. Then we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of Aleppo pepper. If you don't like the heat, you can use just half a teaspoon of either Aleppo or pepper flake. Then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. I have to tell you, this spice goes perfectly with the flavor of lamb. And then of course the 1 teaspoon of ground coriander. I think I haven't made any dish or meat dish without adding coriander, so this is essential. And 1 tablespoon of kosher or sea salt, and of course the freshly ground black pepper, which is 1 teaspoon. Then we're gonna start mixing our mix, and you already can smell the aroma of all the spices in this mix. Then we have to make our meatballs, and I prefer this size, which is 1 tablespoon, and they're gonna look like a walnut size meatballs, which is pretty small, but would be easier for you to stuff them in the pita bread. And these are the ingredients for the kefta sauce, and also will be listed in the description box below. Let's see what we will need. And by the way, look at my cutting board, it has legs. And I will show you the advantage of having a cutting board with legs. It's pretty cool. So I'm gonna use some bell peppers. I have 3 different colors here, the red, the orange, and the yellow. I'm gonna use just half of each. I'm just gonna remove all the membranes from these peppers, and then we're gonna cube them into small cubes because they're gonna be in our sauce, and the smaller you cut them, the better your sauce is gonna look like, instead of having chunks of vegetables in it. And look at this, I'm just gonna put a little bowl underneath that cutting board and then just swipe the ingredients into the cutting board. How cool is that? Then we will need some tomatoes, and I have these 4 Roma tomatoes, and I'm using the fresh ones. You can use any type of tomatoes, but I like to use Roma. First of all, they're a little bit denser and easier to cut into smaller cubes, and to me they have a little bit more of the tomato flavor. Or you could just use the organic diced tomatoes from the jar. And then we need some spice to our sauce, not a lot of it. So this is red chili. And by removing all the seeds from it and all the membranes, it's actually gonna make it less hot. And then it's gonna be much safer to use in our sauce. And if you don't like the heat, then you can just skip the hot pepper. And then we're gonna chop some fresh herbs, and it's gonna be parsley. I'm using just the leaves of the flat leaf Italian parsley and chop it roughly. And here is my precious tagine. I'm so glad I bought the big one. We're gonna add 2 cups of water into our tagine, and that water is gonna be used to stew our kefta. Therefore, we're gonna add some spices to it. 2 bay leaves, 1 teaspoon of coriander seeds, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, and 2 dry chili peppers. And as soon as your water starts to boil, we're gonna start loading our kefta. Load about 4 or 5 on a large spoon, and then slowly load your kefta into the water. This will help them to maintain their round shape and not to be broken. Then we're just gonna cook it for about 5 minutes, and we're gonna remove it from our liquid because this liquid is gonna be base for our sauce that the kefta is gonna be stewing in. And remember how we added all the seeds to our liquid, so all those seeds have to come out. So use the slotted spoon with the fine sieve, and then remove all the seeds from your liquid. Then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of butter to it, and 1 cup of either tomato sauce or tomato puree. Then we're just gonna mix it. And after that, we're gonna start loading our vegetables, which are bell peppers, tomatoes, and hot red chili, and also chopped parsley. We're just gonna mix it, and right now it looks very liquidy, but just remember our kefta has to go in there, and this is gonna be simmered for a long time. The cooking time is about an hour. Don't forget to season your sauce with salt and pepper. You can always adjust the seasoning after the cooking is done. Then we're gonna close our tagine and cook it on low for about an hour. And after that, we're just gonna open it and see what's happening there. Our kefta is extremely tender and our sauce is done. So at this point, we're gonna crack 6 eggs into our sauce. The eggs are gonna get poached in our sauce. That reminds me of shakshuka, isn't it? And this is the final dish. You can just decorate it with some fresh mint leaves or parsley leaves or whatever you like. And then we're gonna sprinkle some sumac directly onto our eggs. That's just gonna add a very nice flavor to them. And then to serve it, you can put some kefta in it and 1 poached egg, add a little bit of that sauce, and you can add a little bit of either creme fraiche or sour cream or even yogurt. And then we're gonna use these mini pitas. We're just gonna load our kefta and our poached egg inside that mini pita pocket and enjoy it. I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.